do. They do go out of their way to try and play bigger teams and bigger, high marquee names in big conferences. The problem is they only beat the dog crap of the big conferences. They get slaughtered like they stole something or beat like a stepchild anytime they play anybody that's actually ranked. And the scores aren't even close. They're getting assaulted. But that being said, they're the only ones with the balls to actually go out there and do it. And their conference is trending in the right direction. Obviously, there's the garbage at the bottom, but with names like Lane Kiffin, with stars actually emerging and having highlight players, they are going in a direction that I wish more of the middle five conferences would actually use as a model. Because I'll tell you right now, the one we're about to talk about after this is even worse than Conference USA.
Right. The MAC is absolutely worse.
I do respect what Conference USA is doing, but I don't think it's as a good conference as you seem to think it is. And I think it's entertaining because you have really good players playing against really bad players.
But in all fairness, my defense for I'm sorry, Dan O'Shea, what were you going to say?
I actually don't think it's, besides FAU and to some degree Marshall, I don't think that Conference USA is that uneven. Yeah, those FAU especially is head and shoulders above the rest of them, but they're not the only team that had top players. So I agree. I think they're trending in the right direction. I also agree that they're not going to be the best conference to watch this season. But I disagree that it's just beating the crap out of a much worse opponent. I think most of the conferences actually has some good parity. But then you have teams at the bottom that's like Rice, Charlotte, UTEP that are probably going to be just awful. So when it's like, if it's them versus FAU or Marshall, it's going to be, no one should watch that or at least don't let your children watch that because it's going to be graphic violence. But but besides that, I think it's actually going to be some pretty good games, and I think they're playing some opponents that they can beat, and they're playing a lot of ranked opponents. So we'll see if they are anything to write home about.
Well, that's going to be what proves them. Now, what I was saying isn't a disparity between the teams. I think the teams actually as wholes are pretty even. I'm just saying that we can't hold too much weight to somebody leading in rushing yards or rushing touchdowns when they may be that person's talent level may be head and shoulders above the talent level of the people around them in the division. I'm not saying the teams are unbalanced, but I'm just saying we shouldn't hold too much weight to statistics. At one point, UAlbany had the leading touchdown scorer in college football. That doesn't make UAlbany play in a good conference.
In all fairness, he did.
UAlbany can take anyone.
In all fairness, that running back that you're referring to, Guilderland's own Drew Smith, did play in preseason for the Bills, so he was in the NFL.
Right, he did. Again, you can get there. It's just what I'm saying is the difference. There's a talent level difference of that key player versus the players he's having to go up against. That being said, love Drew Smith. I've always liked him since I was in high school with him. Great guy, does great things. That being said, him alone didn't make UAlbany in a great conference.
They're in the best conference in the division they're in.
Singletary's the truth, though. I think he's a beast.
What was that?
Singletary is good,
I believe Tony's referring to Singletary when he's talking about rushing and everything.
Well, yeah.
And I do think he's the truth.
Singletary is incredible, and we're going to get to that in just a couple minutes. But I just want to point out, you say that these stats are inflated, but none of these teams played in a conference where you had one team ranked in the top 20 in defense and the rest in the bottom half, like the Big 12.
Yeah, and look at some of Alabama's matchups.
Yeah, Alabama played like Coastal Carolina and
I get that.
Mercer.
But what I'm saying is there's a difference between being a quality running back there, and then putting up the numbers Saquon Barkley or Ezekiel Elliott is doing, running up against a Big Ten defense for 8 weeks out of the year. There's a huge disparity there between what you're going up against.
Yes, and that's recognized. No one
Definitely fair. Yep.
No one here is saying like, oh, yeah, these guys, they do just fine against Alabama. No one here is saying that. All I'm saying.
Well, we'll find out.
Well, yeah, we will find out. we will find out. But what I'm saying.
You know what? I'm saying that. Let's see what happens.
Actually, you know what? I'm for it. Go Conference USA against Bama.
Yeah.
Go FCS against Bama. I don't care. Pop Warner team against Bama. Go Browns.
So some key games from 2017. There's just 4 that I want to go over. The first, University of Alabama, Birmingham. First game back as a program, week 1. I know Alabama A&M is an FCS school, but they beat them 38-7, and they weren't even a team 2 weeks before that season started.
Very happy for them to be back.
Congratulations to them. Week 2, Middle Tennessee State defeats Syracuse 30-23. Tony, I know Syracuse is garbage. I understand that, but Syracuse did beat Clemson.
Yeah, I get it. Middle Tennessee's better than Clemson.
Not saying Middle
They
Tennessee.
should have been playing in the national title against Bama.
I didn't say Middle Tennessee.
Any given Sunday.
I didn't say Middle Tennessee State would beat Clemson. I'm just saying they beat the team that beat Clemson. So to discredit this win is asinine.
I mean, it doesn't matter. UFC was the champions anyway.
UCF.
And UCF
Yeah.
was
By
the
the,
champions
by,
anyway.
by the transit property, they are Clemson's daddy, and they have to respect them.
Yeah, that is a good point. They are the Delonte West to Clemson's LeBron James.
Clemson
Yeah.
calling you out.
Texas San Antonio, who, like I had said, only had 3 wins in conference, 6 wins overall. One of those wins came against Big 12 opponent Baylor, who again,
Oh!
we know Baylor's in the middle of a scandal themselves. Art Briles is gone. All their key players are getting out of Dodge before they get arrested. So it's not the same level
Well,
of
that's what
competition.
happens when you let these kids just run amok.
I mean, that's
And then you try and protect them.
It's exactly what happens. But to discredit the fact that Texas San Antonio beat Baylor, it's a key win. It really is. And then I know this one's not a win, and I know that we shouldn't be giving
Praise for losing.
praise for losing.
What is this, a participation trophy you're
basically.
about to push forward?
Louisiana Tech in week 4.
You tried.
Yeah, well, I mean, they tried really well. Very narrowly, in the last minute, lost to South Carolina 17-16.
All right. See, now that one's more impressive. See, to me, that's more impressive than beating Baylor.
It is.
In my opinion, that's more impressive because South Carolina wasn't a bad team last year. They were pretty
I
darn
know.
good.
I'm surprised. I'm a fan of the Cox.
And I mean,
I really am.
that being
I love
said-
Cox.
We know that.
That's now on recording forever.
South Carolina football. You perverts.
It doesn't matter. I can bite that in any way I see fit from going forward. All I need is to record that. That being said, I credit that more than the Syracuse one. Because Syracuse beating Clemson, okay, blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
We're over here talking about nuts and cocks, and I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Now,
we might get some more confused hits.
possibly.
This isn't what I thought.
Nope. But one thing that's impressive, no matter how you slice it, 14 teams in the conference, 9 bowl eligible.
Yeah, I mean, that's
pretty nice. And they get the Cheribundi Cherry Tart or whatever.
Yes, I have that highlighted. Bowl
I
record.
knew you did.
Bowl record of 4-5. Best win in a bowl game for Conference USA. I'm sorry. Yeah, for Conference USA was Florida Atlantic. Absolutely smacking the ever-living shit out of Akron 50-3 in the Cheribundi Tart Cherry Boca Raton Bowl.
Can we make it a point that most of these bowl games they played or like on like December 23rd or December 22nd, where they exist purely so that husbands can drift away and watch football in a bar while Christmas shopping should be being done.
I was watching this game at a friend's Christmas party.
But I'm saying that's why these bowl games exist.
But
It's
names.
giving the people of Akron something to do for once.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, they burned their LeBron jerseys. What else are they going to do?
Go cry at the Browns games.
Furthermore, why are they the Zips, and why are you represented by a kangaroo? How many kangaroos are in Akron?
How many kangaroos are in Kansas City? UMKC are the kangaroos.
I don't know.
I mean,
Got you there.
yeah.
It's true. It doesn't add up.
So, 10 players drafted out of Conference USA in this 2018 draft, including a top 10 draft pick. I'm sorry, top 15 draft pick. Marcus Davenport, defensive end out of UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio, drafted at number 14 by the New Orleans Saints. Tony. Will Hernandez, out of UTEP, the offensive guard, drafted in the second round by the Giants.
And the only All-American from Conference USA.
All right. Then, in the third round, at pick number 95, Tarvarius Moore, safety from Southern Miss, drafted by the 49ers. I'm going to try to say this name correctly, but I'm sure I'm not going to. In the fourth round, pick 115, Joel Lyug Bunui,
I think
linebacker,
that's it.
Lyegbunie. I don't.
You tried.
I
It
tried.
sounded good.
Yes.
I don't know if that's correct.
I put up that. I put up that old. Almost took it to South Carolina try. Drafted from linebacker from Western Kentucky, drafted by the Bears. Ito Smith, drafted in the fourth round, pick 126, running back out of Southern Miss. He seems to be poised to replace whichever running back the Falcons get rid of. Devontae Freeman or what's that other dude's name? Tevin Coleman. So they found a replacement for one of them. He was drafted in the fourth round, pick 126. My Dallas Cowboys in the fifth round, drafted at number 171, quarterback Mike White out of Western Kentucky. I was pleased with what I saw from him in his career. He could be, a solid third stringer behind Dak and Cooper Rush. So
It's a placeholder.
it really is. He's probably going to be the starting kick holder.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He probably on that team because his parents know somebody that works in the Cowboys.
I think they probably accidentally drafted him looking for someone else.
Maybe.
Like, they draft Mike White, quarterback. Oh, man, I wanted Malik White. Welcome, Mike!
Oh my God, you didn't seriously hand them that note, did you?
All right. Probably the best name in the draft out of the Conference USA went to the New Orleans Saints, sixth round, pick 207, Boston Scott, running back out of Louisiana Tech. Like they need another running back. Jesus.
Seriously.
Pick number 6. Really quickly, when the running back that you get rid of is Adrian Peterson from your backfield,
Seriously.
do you need a running back?
Yeah, good point.
Round number 6, pick 209, cornerback from Southern Miss, Cornell Armstrong, going to the Miami Dolphins. Round 7, pick 220, Alex McGough, quarterback out of Florida International, drafted by the Seattle Seahawks. And round number 7, pick 240, Richie James, wide receiver from Middle Tennessee State, is a new weapon in practice for Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco. Again, in practice, because I'm sure he's not going to play. Conference USA lost a lot of key talent, especially, in the first 4 rounds. But they have retained an awful lot of talent as well. They're returning 6 players who won individual awards last season, including Devin Singletary, led FBS in total touchdowns, 33, rushing touchdowns, 32, points scored, 198, And, oh, excuse me.